I made myself a cup of tea this morning, 2 sugars, stirred it in, and the sugar just vanished, completely. Where did it go? Did it actually disappear? It didn't disappear, it dissolved. And dissolving is one of the most underrated processes in all of science, happening around you, inside you, every single moment. Today we're covering solutions, a very special kind of mixture, and rates of dissolving. What makes things dissolve fast or slow? This is the hidden genius in your kitchen, your blood, and your ocean. I'm Mr. G. Welcome back. Grade 6 and 7 Natural Science. Let's go. Before we talk about solutions, we need to understand what a mixture actually is. Quick foundation first. A mixture is simply 2 or more substances combined together. The key thing, they don't chemically react. They're just sharing the same space. Sand and water, salt and pepper, both mixtures. In most mixtures, you can still see the individual parts. Sand in water, you can see the sand. Oil in water, you can see them separate. The parts stay visible. You can tell them apart. But solutions are completely different. In a solution, you cannot see the individual parts at all. It looks like one single substance. This is why solutions are called special mixtures. A solution is a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous means the same throughout. Every drop of your sugar tea has exactly the same amount of sugar. Not more on top, not more at the bottom. Exactly the same everywhere. Every solution has 2 parts. First, the solute. The solute is the substance that gets dissolved. In your cup of tea, the sugar is the solute. It is the thing that seems to disappear. Second, the solvent. The solvent is the substance doing the dissolving. In your tea, water is the solvent. It's what the sugar dissolves into. Solute dissolves into solvent, always. Memory trick. Solvent has more letters, and it's usually the bigger amount. Solute is smaller. It's what you add in. In salt water, lots of water is solvent. Small amount of salt is solute. Water is called the universal solvent. Water can dissolve more substances than almost any other liquid on Earth. Salt, sugar, gases, acids, minerals. Water does it all. Here's why that's genius. When the solute dissolves, its particles break apart and spread evenly between the solvent particles. They don't vanish. They're just too small to see. Your sugar is still in the tea. You can taste it. It's there. This is what makes a solution special. The particles mix so evenly, the solution looks completely uniform. It won't separate if you leave it. It's stable. That's the hidden genius of solutions. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Not everything dissolves at the same speed. Some things dissolve in seconds, some take minutes. What controls how fast something dissolves? 3 factors. Let's go. Factor 1. Temperature. Have you noticed sugar dissolves much faster in hot tea than in iced tea? That's not your imagination. Temperature genuinely speeds up dissolving. Here's exactly why it happens. When you heat a liquid, you give its particles more energy. More energy means faster movement. Faster moving solvent particles collide with the solute more often and with more force. They break it apart faster. Think of it like this. Cold water particles are slowly nudging the sugar. Hot water particles are hammering into it at full speed. Same sugar, completely different rate. Temperature changes everything. Real example. A sugar cube in cold water. Stir it for ages, barely dissolves. Same cube in hot water. Gone in seconds. Temperature is the most powerful factor affecting dissolving rate. This one first. Factor 2. Particle size. This one surprises people. Take a sugar cube and a teaspoon of powdered sugar, the exact same amount of sugar, different forms. The powder dissolves way faster. Why? Surface area. A big sugar cube only has its outer surface touching the water. The inside is hidden. The solvent cannot reach it yet. Most of the solute is completely blocked off. but crush that cube into powder, and suddenly every tiny particle has its full surface exposed to the water. More surface area, more contact points, more dissolving happening at the same time, all at once. This is why we grind things. Powdered medicine dissolves faster in your stomach. Ground coffee extracts faster in hot water. Smaller particles equal more surface area, equal faster dissolving. Always. Here's the genius. Drug companies grind medication into fine powders precisely so it dissolves quickly in your bloodstream and works faster. That is grade 7 science applied in pharmaceutical manufacturing. Factor 3. Stirring. You've done this thousands of times. You put sugar in your coffee, you stir it. But why does stirring actually make things dissolve faster? Think carefully about what stirring is actually doing. When the solute starts dissolving, dissolved particles build up around it. This slows things down. The area near the solute becomes crowded. There is less room for more dissolving to happen. Stirring physically moves those dissolved particles away. It brings fresh, undissolved solvent into contact with the solute. More fresh solvent means more dissolving. Stirring continuously refreshes the contact zone. Think of dunking a biscuit in milk. The milk right around the biscuit gets thick and saturated fast. Stir it and fresh milk rushes in. The biscuit softens faster. Same principle, scaled up to chemistry. 3 factors. Temperature speeds up dissolving. Smaller particle size speeds up dissolving. Stirring speeds up dissolving. These 3 work together, and you can combine all of them for maximum effect. Now, can you keep adding solute to a solvent forever? Is there no limit? Actually, there absolutely is a limit. And this is where solutions get even more interesting. Welcome to saturated solutions. An unsaturated solution still has room for more solute. Add more. It dissolves. Eventually, the solvent is full. No more can dissolve. That is a saturated solution. In a saturated solution, any extra solute you add just sits at the bottom. The solvent cannot hold anymore. Maximum capacity. This maximum amount is called the solubility of that substance. Here's a wild twist. Temperature affects solubility too. Hot water can dissolve more solute than cold water. Heat a saturated solution, add more solute, it dissolves again. Now cool it back down. Watch what happens. The solute comes out of solution. It crystallizes. Solid crystals form as the solution cools. This is exactly how rock candy is made. You grow sugar crystals by cooling a hot, saturated sugar solution. Hidden genius. Solutions are everywhere. Your blood is a solution. Oxygen, nutrients, hormones dissolved in plasma. Tears are a solution. Salt in water. Seawater is a solution. Even air is a solution. A gas solution. Even fizzy drinks are solutions. Carbon dioxide gas dissolved in water under pressure. Open the bottle, release the pressure, and the gas comes out of solution. That's the bubbles. That's the fizz. Now you know. Here's what blows my mind. Life on Earth is only possible because of solutions. Nutrients dissolve in water to travel through soil to plant roots. Food dissolves in your digestive system before your body can absorb it. The ocean, the largest solution on Earth, dissolves the oxygen that fish breathe, the minerals that coral reefs need, the carbon dioxide that's changing our climate. Solutions are not just chemistry, they're everything. Let's lock in the key vocabulary. Mixture, 2 or more substances combined. Solution, homogeneous mixture where parts are invisible. Solute, what dissolves. Solvent, what it dissolves in. Saturated, no more can dissolve. Tip number 1. To identify a solution, ask one question. Can I see the individual parts? If no, it's probably a solution. If yes, it's a different type of mixture. Tip number 2. The 3 factors for rate of dissolving: temperature, particle size, stirring. Learn them in that order. For each one, know why it works, not just that it does. Tip number 3. Saturation depends on temperature. A solution saturated at room temperature might be unsaturated when heated. Temperature changes how much can dissolve. Always factor temperature into your answer. Quick challenge. Think about making hot chocolate. You add cocoa powder, sugar, and hot milk. Tell me, what are the solutes? What's the solvent? And how many of the 3 factors are you using when you stir it? Solutes are cocoa powder and sugar. Solvent is the hot milk. When you stir it in while it's hot, we're using all 3 factors simultaneously: temperature, particle size, stirring. You've been a chemist every morning. Your challenge for this video: look around your kitchen or home and find 5 solutions, not just mixtures, actual solutions where you cannot see the parts. Drop them in the comments. I'll reply to every single one. Bonus challenge. Think of one situation where you'd actually want something to dissolve slowly. How would you change the 3 factors to slow it down? Think about it. Cold temperature, large particles, no stirring. Solutions are one of those topics where once you get it, you see it everywhere. In your food, your medicine, your blood, the ocean, the air. Science isn't just in a textbook, it's in a cup of tea, etc. That is the hidden genius. I'm Mr. G, and if nobody told you that dissolving sugar in your tea was actually brilliant chemistry, well, now you know. See you in the next one.